Alright. We got our point across. So London feel like we feel. Fuck Jay-Z! Fuck Jay-Z! Fuck Jay-Z! Old ass nigga!
Yo, in 2009, Jay-Z came out with the album Blueprint 3. He got a record on there called Thank You. And on the third verse of Thank You, he goes into talking about how he was going to kill a couple rappers, but they did it to themselves. He used metaphors about how they, did a whole bunch of shit and they ran a plane into a thing and then it crashed and then they inhaled the secondhand smoking. A bunch of different metaphors to just show how they did exactly what he wanted them to do, which is just kill themselves. You know what I'm saying? Just, he didn't really have to do nothing. They did it to themselves. And this is around the same time this game was going at Jay-Z. It's almost like Jay-Z foresaw what the game kind of would end up being. And at the time, the game was still, respected and relevant. This is about 2009. This is about 4 or 5 years after he first jumped on the scene. He came out in 2005, and we really, really hit the scene in 2005. It's about 4 years later. He was still relevant, really respected. And, he was going at Hove. You know what I'm saying? And since then, in 2026, we're in a whole different state of the internet, information, and everything's out there. All the antics, everything is just come to pass with the game to where, this is not the only video you'll see. It's a plethora of videos that say it's over for the game and the game has did this and this and that. And it's just an abundance of just information. If you clicked on this is not the first time you've heard the game has done this or from the 50 Cent days. It's just so much stuff that, to the current, from TikTok dances to, going broke to the lawsuit to not showing up to court to just beefing with everybody in the book to just everything, the current, what he's known currently now for is scamming artists. And with every scam, you got you got to have some evidence. You have to have something to show for the scam. And if you look at all the hard work he's put over on making albums that people consider great, and now you look at his discography in 2026, if you go to any platform, you see a plethora of evidence from the scam. Well, the scam is he's been scamming artists, various artists, but some slip through the cracks. A bunch slip through the cracks. You got to have something to show, like, hey, man, I'm doing it. And you just see a whole bunch of bullshit, a whole bunch of just garbage features with a whole bunch of nobodies. And no established artist wants to do that. No established artist wants to just, just work hella hard to make something so good. I mean, you be in a studio for months crafting something. That means you take your craft serious just to have it surrounded by a bunch of garbage. Who does that? Who wants that? I used to think, man, attention is attention, man. I guess that any attention for him, he's just happy with it because he knows you speaking his name. But I start thinking, I don't know if anybody likes to be known as a lame, as corny. And I start thinking to myself, man, I'm pretty sure he won't just continue to be corny. But this latest thing about just slipping in a bunch of girls' DMs on Instagram and saying the same line over and over and over again, and then getting called out for it, and then laughing at it and saying, hey, we're going to come with something else next time. It's just like, man, what does the future hold? Like, you went ahead and just, crashed out on just about everything. I don't know who else you could diss. The last project with DJ Drama was kind of slapping though. I ain't gonna hold you. That Carrots one sample, and he had some songs on there I was respecting it and thought was dope. But just everything surrounding it, it's just lame. It's so lame that it's like, damn, what does the future hold? Like, I know you about to go on a tour with Lil Wayne and 2 Chainz, so that's good. I wonder how you gonna finesse that since everything that you do is kind of under a microscope to be given back to the Priscilla chick who's suing you. So, I'm wishing you the best on that. But damn, it's like, I think about American Pip and Charm and American Pip, how he was like, man, I never say the same thing to each bitch because I don't feel the same way about this bitch as the same way I feel about that bitch, And that's a player for you. That's somebody who's he ain't finna just be saying the same line over and over. So it's kind of crazy that the game ain't got no game. And he just constantly being put on Front Street for doing hella lame ass shit. So I just think to myself, damn, did Jay-Z foresee this whole thing? Because he didn't say his name, but I mean, now that you look in 2026, it's like, damn, bro, you didn't went ahead and surrounded all your good catalog with a bunch of trash, and you're constantly getting called out for doing just lame ass shit. You are pretty much considered a lame now in 2026. You're pretty much considered a lame by pretty much the industry. Like I seen you on Fat Joe and Jada Show, so it's still respect. You still got respect amongst your peers to a certain extent, but it's just man, it's just a lot of lame shit, a lot of bullshit that's just out in the open. So we gonna see what the future holds. I mean, you just made a post about how somebody shot at your truck, and then you hope they bleed out, insinuating that you shot them back and they're bleeding. Who the fuck does that? I mean, other than for attention. I mean, who posts about getting in a shootout, but someone who wants attention, which is normal for you. But we're gonna see what the future holds. I wish you the best because I don't want to see nothing bad happen to no black man. But sometimes when you got things coming, you got them coming. I mean, you have been scamming motherfuckers, and I know somebody personally who you scammed, and they not gonna get online and talk about it. Not because of embarrassment, because they just feel like, hey man, when they see you, they see you. You know what I'm saying? You got over on some money. So I'm pretty sure he wasn't the only person who went through that. The guy I know. So like I say, I just wish the best for you, but at the same time, curious on what the future holds. And that's all the time I got for this. Until the next time I got some time, I'm going to holla at you. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this with your people. Peace.